The top 10 largest nuclear explosions, visualized. A strong updraft of air and dirt particles through the center of the cloud forms the stem of the mushroom cloud. In most atomic explosions, changing atmospheric pressure and water condensation create rings that surround the cloud, also known as Wilson clouds. Over time, the mushroom cloud dissipates. However, it leaves behind radioactive fallout in the form of nuclear particles, debris, dust, and ash, causing lasting damage to the local environment. Because the particles are lightweight, global wind patterns often distribute them far beyond the place of detonation. With this context in mind, here's a look at the 10 largest nuclear explosions. Number 10, Ivy Mike, 1952. In 1952, the U.S. detonated the Mike device, the first ever hydrogen bomb, as part of Operation Ivy. Hydrogen bombs rely on nuclear fusion to amplify their explosions, producing much more explosive energy than atomic bombs that use nuclear fission. Weighing 140,000 pounds, 63,500 kilograms, the Ivy Mike test generated a yield of 10,400 kilotons, equivalent to the explosive power of 10.4 million tons of TNT. The explosion was 700 times more powerful than Little Boy, the bomb dropped on Hiroshima in 1945. Number 9, Castle Romeo, 1954. Castle Romeo was part of the Operation Castle series of U.S. nuclear tests taking place on the Marshall Islands. Shockingly, the U.S. was running out of islands to conduct tests, making Romeo the first ever test conducted on a barge in the ocean. At 11,000 kilotons, the test produced more than double its predicted explosive energy of 4,000 kilotons. Its fireball, as seen below, is one of the most iconic images ever captured of a nuclear explosion. Number 8, Soviet Test Number 123, 1961. Test Number 123 was one of the 57 tests conducted by the Soviet Union in 1961. Most of these tests were conducted on the Novaya Zemlya archipelago in northwestern Russia. The bomb yielded 12,500 kilotons of explosive energy, enough to vaporize everything within a 2.1 mile, 3.5 kilometers, radius. Number 7, Castle Yankee, 1954. Castle Yankee was the fifth test in Operation Castle. The explosion marked the second most powerful nuclear test by the U.S. It yielded 13,500 kilotons, much higher than the predicted yield of up to 10,000 kilotons. Within 4 days of the blast, its fallout reached Mexico City, roughly 7,100 miles, 11,400 kilometers, away. Number 6, Castle Bravo, 1954. Castle Bravo, the first of the Castle Operation series, accidentally became the most powerful nuclear bomb tested by the U.S. due to a design error. The explosive energy from the bomb reached 15,000 kilotons, 2.5 times what was expected. The mushroom cloud climbed up to roughly 25 miles, 40 kilometers. As a result of the test, an area of 7,000 square miles was contaminated, and inhabitants of nearby atolls were exposed to high levels of radioactive fallout. Traces of the blast were found in Australia, India, Japan, and Europe.
Number 5, Number 4, Number 3, Soviet tests Number 173, Number 174, Number 147, 1962. In 1962, the Soviet Union conducted 78 nuclear tests, 3 of which produced the fifth, fourth, and third most powerful explosions in history. Tests Number 173, Number 174, and Number 147 each yielded around 20,000 kilotons. Due to the absolute secrecy of these tests, no photos or videos have been released. Number 2, Soviet Test Number 219, 1962. Test Number 219 was an atmospheric nuclear test carried out using an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, with the bomb exploding at a height of 2.3 miles, 3.8 kilometers, above sea level. It was the second most powerful nuclear explosion, with a yield of 24,200 kilotons and a destructive radius of approximately 25 miles. 41 kilometers. Number 1. Tsar Bomba, 1961. Tsar Bomba, also called Big Ivan, needed a specially designed plane because it was too heavy to carry on conventional aircraft. The bomb was attached to a giant parachute to give the plane time to fly away. The explosion, yielding 50,000 kilotons, obliterated an abandoned village 34 miles, 55 kilometers, away and generated a 5.0 to 5.25 magnitude earthquake in the surrounding region. Initially, it was designed as a 100,000 kiloton bomb, but its yield was cut to half its potential by the Soviet Union. Tsar Bomba's mushroom cloud breached through the stratosphere to reach a height of over 37 miles, 60 kilometers, roughly 6 times the flying height of commercial aircraft. The two bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki had devastating consequences, and their explosive yields were only a fraction of the 10 largest explosions. The power of modern nuclear weapons makes their scale of destruction truly unfathomable, and as history suggests, the outcomes can be unpredictable.